Hi, the CyberKnife is a tool that will allow us men to defeat prostate cancer without surgery. No pain, no surgery, and no damage to your male functionality. The CyberKnife cured my prostate cancer in 2007. And I encourage all men to fight like Spartans. Spartans have a saying, no surrender, no retreat. A Spartan never surrenders, a Spartan does not retreat. Now you notice the color of this ribbon is the crimson color of a Spartan. If you're familiar with the crimson color of a Spartan, you may have seen the movie 300. I would challenge everyone, man, woman, or child, doesn't matter, to wear the crimson color of a Spartan to show their awareness of the CyberKnife. Now, the CyberKnife can and does cure prostate cancer. It cured my cancer in 2007 without surgery. I had to go through 45 minutes of treatment for 5 days in a row on my way to work on a given day, on a given week. And it was absolutely painless, and it caused zero interruption between the relationship between my wife and I. So the CyberKnife, to sum it up in a nutshell, the CyberKnife is an absolutely glorious tool that can cure and defeat prostate cancer without pain, without surgery, without side effects. And if you go to cyberknife.com and use the search feature in their website, it will allow you to enter in your zip code, and based on your zip code, it will tell you the hospital that has a CyberKnife facility that is closest to you. Hi, in this demonstration, or in this presentation, I'm going to talk about the extended range electric vehicle produced by Cadillac. That is the 2014 Cadillac ELR. I'm going to demonstrate my typical miles per gallon during my daily commute, as I always do. But before I do that, first I'm going to talk about the theory of operation of the vehicle and how it works under the hood and under the skin. What's going on as the car gets used. First of all, I'll talk about the theory of operation of the car. It's an extended range electric vehicle, which means it is an electric car that runs off of electricity. Doesn't matter where the electricity comes from. The electricity can come from the car being charged into a standard electrical outlet, which is charging the power supply, or the electricity can come from the generator that it carries under the hood. The generator that the car carries under the hood is the engine, the gasoline engine. The gasoline engine is an electricity generator. The car is, like I said, the car doesn't care where the electricity comes from. It can come from the built-in power supply, or it can come from the generator. Now, when I'm driving around the city, I typically use virtually zero gasoline on a daily basis. I might use a quarter of a tank. Every once in a while, I might go as high as, not a quarter of a tank, but a quarter of a gallon. And occasionally, I may go as high as a half a gallon of gas on my daily commute. And that results in me getting approximately 100 miles per gallon. Now, the slide that you're looking at right now, my car is plugged in and charging at a mini mart that's adjacent to a mall where a friend of mine and I spent several hours shopping. The mall is about 30 to 50 yards from this mini mart. So we walked from the mini mart. I plugged my car in, walked from the mini mart to the mall, spent several hours in there while the car was charging. And no, I did not get a full charge, but it was well worth it. If my car can charge up on electricity and save me money from not having to buy a certain amount of gasoline, and I'm going to spend money anyway, then why not spend it at a mall that has the convenience of an electrical outlet to allow me to plug my car in. Okay, now let's go back to my mileage. Okay, September 4th, on the lower right-hand side of the screen, you see September 4th, 2015. I averaged 108 miles per gallon that day. I traveled a total of 48.8 miles, and I used 0.46 gallons of gas, less than 1/2 gallon of gasoline to travel 48 miles. 48 miles and I used less than 1/2 gallon of gas. And my lifetime average MPG on September 4th was 78.3. Okay, 78.3 on September 4th. Now you see on September 9th, my lifetime average has gone up to 78.6. And on that same day, on September 9th, I averaged 101 miles per gallon. I traveled a total of 51.3 miles. And I used 1/2 gallon of gas. The computer calculates at the rate I was using gas, that's the equivalent of 101 miles per gallon. And you look at the upper left-hand side of the display, 33.4 miles. I used electricity that came from the power supply without the generator or the engine running. And for 17.9 miles, I used the generator or the engine to generate electricity. Now, I didn't have to use it to generate electricity. I just manually chose it to because it's so very convenient to do so. And once again, I received 101 miles per gallon average on that particular day. This is absolutely glorious for a Cadillac, a full-size Cadillac. Now, once again, the Cadillac ELR is an extended range electric vehicle. It's an extended range electric vehicle because once the car is charged, I can drive it 38 to 40 miles, and the range of the vehicle is extended by the gasoline engine that it carries on board. The gasoline engine is a generator, and the generator will do two things simultaneously as long as I select the correct mode. When I turn it on, I select mountain mode. Mountain mode will do two things at the same time. It will allow me to drive the car, so it will propel the car, and it will add to the charge of the power supply. And once I'm satisfied with the power level of my power supply, then I will select a mode that will turn the generator off or the gas engine off. And I will continue to drive without the engine running or the generator running. In other words, I'll be running strictly on electricity that is now stored in the power supply. And that's absolutely glorious. I love it.